Over my time working as an artist in the Kamloops area, I've felt like there wasn't quite enough supports. There wasn't enough resources. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know who to mentor with. I'm Shay Paul, and I am the founder and project director of the Indigenous Resurgence Project. This project is a Kamloops-based initiative that focuses on making community connections and providing resources, support, and other types of educational knowledge to people specifically in the arts and culture sector.
The name and the title in itself, seeing Indigenous Resurgence, I'm thinking, what is that? And I thought, what a powerful name, because now that I've met you and thought, oh yes, I've seen that name and that title, it just makes sense that it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. There's enough work for all of us.
Exactly.
All the herbalists, all the traditional medicine people in our Secwepemc Nation. There is so much work for all of us that we're not in competition with each other, that there's systemic barriers.
Art's vulnerable, and I think it's an enormous gift when artists put their art into the world, because there's a level of vulnerability in creating, and there's a level of vulnerability in presenting. It's not an easy thing, right? It's not simple. The community is hungry for authentic connection. That's where that heartfelt delight comes in, right? Where people are just wanting to be part of, wanting to give in that way that an audience gives, right? They get to witness and watch and love. Witness, that would be the hope, to witness.
The goal of Fashion Speaks International, which is the agency that I founded, has always been to do two things. First and foremost, we do training so that we can keep Indigenous girls safe. But we were also trying to promote Indigenous artists, Indigenous models, Indigenous culture. I set up events like the one that we did in 2019 in order to raise awareness, in order to bring people into our culture rather than just showing it to them.
I do willow dream catchers and smudge bundles, sweetgrass and sage. I took every opportunity to learn, being invited to the tradition and the culture and the ceremonies and stuff like that. It was just a blessing for me. It was healing. It was very, very healing.
I started art, as far back as I can remember, drawing pictures. What I have going on right now, I started this summer, where I really went hard and really explored what I could do.
Yeah.
With dream catchers, to beading flowers, to combining the flowers and the dream catchers, to loom work with beads. The networking part where you get invited out, because you can't just walk on to something like a market or something. But again, I have no idea how to do it or what to do.
We've had so much experience, based on environment and wildfire over the last few years, helping our artisans find venues to sell their goods, helping them promote, their crafts. And, with the wildfires, a lot of people lost resources out in the traditional territories. So as we're supporting small and medium-sized business, we've developed a program called the Consultant Market. And for the last 2 years, we're so honored that we work with Kamloops to Secwepemc, Thompson Okanagan Tourism Association, and we put on the market to support not only agriculture and farmers, but artisans, because it's so important, again, having that venue, having that safe place to sell their goods, because without that, how do they put food on their table? We started that, the tremendous response from artisans and just everybody who had a table who sold their goods were so appreciative, because if they told us if they didn't have that, they wouldn't have anything. We know why we're doing it. We're doing it to support our people, support small business.
The most important thing is to create community. I feel as though there's tons of artists out there. There's people who have experience running businesses. It's people of all age groups who have a passion in creating, and to be able to come together to share with one another, to learn from one another, and to just share experiences, share their work, share knowledge, and share the struggles and the challenges that they've had along the way. That is the basis of what I want to create.
To create these events that they're able to give what's needed, not what you want to give, but what's needed. The way people get to be part of in that way is healing. That's the hope, right? Healing.
And there's not a single person on the planet who isn't affected by art. So we have a huge voice that will allow us to spread this word, to talk to people about Indigenous cultures and traditions and styles and the things that are important to us, which is something that the world has never heard before.
We want to create relationships, friendships, mentorships, educational opportunities, creating a safe space for artists to be able to interact with one another, to share their work, and to come forward as a new artist, as an established artist, or even as a business. The foundation of this project is coming together to support one another through any endeavor that you want to do.